Hello everyone. We have a game with the black pieces against XL Torres rated 1089. Okay, so we don't get the regular caro-kann because he does a very passive setup. But we still play d5 and put our own pawn in the center and challenge his pawn. He creates this triangle pawn formation. This currently weakens some dark squares in his position. I'm going to put a second pawn in the center because he didn't stop me. And now I have a nice stronghold in the center. He can't bully me around. My opponent makes more unreasonable pawn moves. Because he put them all on light, his dark squares are particularly weak around the king. We can currently take advantage of that. So instead of just developing a minor piece, which would be the normal move, we're going to target his specific weaknesses, develop our queen early because he weakened the diagonal for no reason, and I don't know how he got to 1100 playing like this, because immediately black is just much better. So he has to move the king because of the rules of chess. Now, how can we close the cage on this guy? I mean, you don't have to win right away because you're already a lot better. But let's really squeeze him. Normally you want to open up the position to get to the king, but I'm going to close it down, which is counterintuitive. It just really cramps all of his pieces, and his development is just trash. He can't get anything out. And so it just gives me a little extra, this pawn gives me a little extra, what's the word? I don't know. Extra options, more pressure in his position. So what do we want to do? Probably get some pieces in the game at this point. How do we want to do it? I mean, this here looks very reasonable. It controls a lot of squares, so let's do that. I'm not going here because after queen blocks, I don't see a good follow-up, so that's the reason. But he still can't move anything, so it's already white as toast. He pushes past, but this to try to keep things closed so his king is safer. But I'm not entirely buying it. He's wasting more moves. He's only moved pawns. He's opening up diagonals directly to his king, towards his king. I don't buy it. So I'm going to throw this in. It will get kicked, but I want to see what he does for the time being. So he goes that way. Wasn't expecting that way. Okay. He's going that way. So I'm going to develop this piece. The reason I'm putting it here and not on f6 is because I want to play f4 and open up the position towards his king now. And if I put the knight in front, it's not really going anywhere. I mean, you could reroute it, but in this case, we're going to try to push and open things up. Currently, he's hitting our bishop like I said he would. So we have to spend some time and bring it back. I don't see how sacking it makes any sense. So let's go here. He's going to attack it, and then we can just go here. Okay, he doesn't attack it. He goes here with the queen. Again, not developing minor pieces. And there's one major drawback to this move. It undefends everything it was previously defending, namely the e1 square, which I'm coordinating on, and we get to checkmate him. All because he wants to pawn. So that's what happens when you make alt pawn moves in your chess game. Completely ridiculous. We tried to get a caro-kann, but he goes passive, but we play aggressive. He still goes passive. We play aggressive. We don't just also go passive, right? Why would you do that? He lets you put 2 pawns. Do it. Your black's already preferred, right? He's already for choice. And now we're minus 1.7. But it's not even about winning out of the gate, even though I tried to. You're just better, and it's going to last forever now. So yeah, normally you don't want to close things down. You do want to open it up. I completely agree. But I was trying a different method. This method is just to restricting his pieces as opposed to opening up for the king. So he tries to break it down. Immediately, you know, it's still minus 1.6. We develop towards center. It's over minus 2. We just develop for free. Although you don't need to throw this move in. I just kind of wanted to see where he was going to go. He goes this way. We just develop towards the center. Force move. And then he blunders mate in 1. There's really not much to talk about. But it's probably instructive to know, don't close the center if you want the absolute best. So for example, the engine saying just bring out the piece and continue targeting the weak dark squares in the position. Also now when you give this check, if he goes here, you can give this check, forcing some weird stuff. This is going to lead to bad stuff. I don't know. So they say just develop a piece. It makes a lot of sense. But you could basically do what you want. Even when he puts his pawn here, you know, you can consider weird moves like maybe not the second, but b5, just opening everything up. But you probably don't. You want to be castled first. Either way, it looks terrible for black. I mean for white, and don't play like this. So hopefully this helps. Submit your rapid game in my Discord. Good luck in your chess.